we're not exactly sure with this fuzzy line between consciousness and unconsciousness and sleeping and dreaming, and it's all going on in one cycle, but we're not exactly sure what part of it we're playing all the time. We have to hit on things to be sure. I mean, how many times have you had dreams where oh, it's a dream? It's a dream. How do you not know that knocking on things isn't a fucking dream? The whole idea that you can dream, the idea that you can imagine, the idea that there's some mystical part of your brain that sees things that aren't really there and puts them into position and moves them around and gives you a little fucking cartoon. What the fuck is that? I mean, we don't know shit. You know, we know a lot. I mean, we're brilliant in comparison to cavemen, but in comparison to understanding just the very nature of the universe. And when you know, subatomic particles and all fucking rules go out the window when you go subatomic. You know, they have things called, where a particle can be in a super state, where it's in a state of moving and it's still at the same time. What the fuck does that even mean? And the idea that you can look at something and as you're looking at it, you change the behavior of it. The observer actually changes the actual atoms that are moving. And what the fuck? How is that possible? We don't know. So to say that people know a lot, yeah, we know a lot for people. We know a lot for people. But there's some shit that we don't understand at all. They don't even know why the universe stays together. They don't know why it doesn't just fly apart. I'm thinking that this whole thing might be someone's imagination. It might be your imagination. It might be my imagination. It might be a combination of everyone's imagination. I mean, things are real. There's real laws to this life. But it, goddamn, it operates like a work of fiction.
I remember you said that death is psychologically just as important as birth. And like it, it's an integral part of life, but surely it can't be like birth if it's an end, can it?
Yes, if it's an end. And there we are not quite certain about this end. Because, you know, there are these peculiar faculties of the psyche, that it isn't entirely confined to space and time. You can have dreams or visions of the future. You can see round corners and such things. Only ignorance deny these facts. It's quite evident that they do exist and have existed always. Now these facts show that the psyche, in part at least, is not dependent upon these confinements. And then what? When the psyche is not under that obligation to live in time and space alone, and obviously it doesn't, then to that extent the psyche is not submitted to those laws.
What's going to happen today? You know, what we're going to create today? What can I create today? So in the simplest terms, it's like a canvas. It's like a canvas of consciousness, and the artist, individually and collectively, is constantly changing the nature of the picture on the canvas. You know, it was a film which came out some years ago, and basically came and went, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I guess it's because where I'm coming from and what I'm interested in, but it was. It starred Robin Williams, and it was called What Dreams May Come. Yeah? Where, for people who haven't seen it, when these people died, instead of disappearing, which is what most people fear, they went into another level of awareness. And in that level of awareness, which was far less dense than this so-called physical world, what they thought, they manifested. Their consciousness was constantly changing the landscape. It was constantly changing the canvas of their reality. As it changed, that changed. And
they needed to get used to the speed with which...
Yes. You see, Martin Luther King said once, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Well, what he was talking about was what people call karma, cause and effect. But if you take that on another level, because of the density of this reality as it is currently, that density makes the arc of creation much slower, or appear to be slower in how we see time, than it is in other states of awareness. So we go through this sequence of thought, plans, bricks, mortar, designs, doors, and we create in that kind of slow, dense, laborious process. But when you go outside of that sense of limitation into therefore vibrational states that are much less dense, therefore treacle-like and slow in the way they unfold, you don't create the house brick by brick or door by door. Gotcha. There it is. Because what is a house? Same as the glass. It's an information field, which we put together very slowly because that's the nature of this density. But actually, it's an information field. And if you can manifest through the power of your consciousness that information field in totality, then you are able to create it as a whole. And then you go into the house and you think, I don't like those doors. Okay, yes, like those. And it's a completely different level of perception of reality, of experience. And you talk to near-death experiencers, when they leave the body, therefore what they're doing is leaving this frequency range of density and this focus of attention we call the human body. And suddenly they are perceiving over multi-realities. They can create things. I remember one person talking about the fact that he looked down and he saw a body, even though his body was like gone, he'd left the body, but he still had the body. It's like, or the sense of the body. It's like in the Matrix where Neo looks at his body and he says, well, this is real, where's that effect? And Morpheus says, that's residual self-image. Your hair's changed and all the rest of it. And then this person was saying that as this he got more comfortable with this out-of-body state, then the body disappeared and he just had awareness. But if he looked and perceived a body, it came back. And this is the level of reality and creation that we're moving towards.
Stories are painted in lines on your face, misunderstandings and little mistakes. A chance to start over is all that it takes. If you do, your life is a canvas, the colors are you. Follow me out, follow me round. Let's make the road up as we go along, just as we planned. You want to believe it, you know that it's true. Your life is a canvas, the colors are you. Cannot erase them, the words that were said. Just paint them over inside of your head. All that is needed, you must make one leap of faith. Everything else will fall into place. Follow me out, follow me round. stories are painted in the lines of your face.
You know, when they talk about this common theme of the fall of man, they weren't kidding. The fall of man was down into a greater sense of density, what we call man, humans, a greater level of density, therefore sense of limitation. And the sense of limitation becomes the experience limitation. And what we're doing now, we're in this cusp where we're leaving that reality, or sense of reality, and we're moving into a new epoch. It's what they call yugas in Asia, or new ages, or whatever they want to call it. And we're moving to a much more expanded level of awareness in which things become possible that today would be miracles. But there's no such thing as miracles. They don't exist. What we call miracles are merely a greater understanding of how to create reality. That's all they are.